Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Tides of Time. Now this is going to be a very informal video. Tides of Time is a two-player drafting game that is similar to Fairy Tale, except that this one is a bit easier to play. It's appropriate for ages 10 and up, and the average play time is about 20 minutes. So without further ado, let's take a quick look at the components and see how the game is played. Okay, so here's a quick look at your components. You've got the box up here. Here's the box bottom. There's no box insert, it's just the bottom of the box. Everything fits pretty well in here. You've got some baggies that were included with the game. You've got a reference card here, score pad, you've got a pencil, you've got these Relic of the Past tokens. I'll explain what those are in a minute. You've got a rule book over here. As you can see, it's two-sided. Very easy to play. You've also got a deck of cards, and to set up the game, this deck of cards is shuffled up, and each player receives 5 cards to form their starting hand. Okay, so like what I did with Fairy Tale, I'm going to go ahead and show you what a typical round might look like without explaining the card effects. It just makes it a little bit simpler that way. I'll go over the card effects in a little bit. But the game is played over 3 rounds, and the basic idea here is during a round, players are going to go ahead and choose one card to play. So let's just say that this player chooses this one to play, and then this one to play here. What will happen is they'll go ahead and flip these cards simultaneously, and these cards will start forming their kingdom. And then these cards are passed over to this player here, and then this player passes their hand over to this player here. And then they're going to repeat that process. This player is going to choose a card to put into their kingdom here. This player is going to choose a card to put into their kingdom. They reveal them at the same time, and they pass their hand over to the other player. And this continues until basically all players have had, 5 cards in front of them. And what they'll do at this point, they'll take a look at these cards, and based on how the cards, come out, they'll score some points. Players will go ahead and mark their scores on the first round first round of the score pad here. After that, players will go ahead and take the cards back into their hand. They don't discard them or anything like that. What they will do, however, is they're going to choose 2 cards. One card is going to be discarded from the game. They'll reveal them simultaneously and then just discard them from the game. The other card will be a Relic of the Past. That's where these tokens come into play. Players will go ahead and reveal this card simultaneously. Now, this is a card that will remain in their kingdom for the rest of the game and will count during the scoring process for the other 2 rounds. So these cards are now out in play. They will always be here. And then to start the new round, players will go ahead and draw 2 cards. 1, 2. That way their hand is back up to 5 cards again. And round 2 works pretty much the same way. Players will go ahead, choose a card to add to their kingdom, and then they'll reveal them simultaneously. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed here. Not very easy to do, but they'll reveal it at the same time, pass their hand to the other player, pass their hand to the other player. They'll choose one, reveal them simultaneously. I think you get the idea. A simple drafting game. And this will continue until the end of the round, and players will have 5 kingdom cards in front of them again. And then players will go ahead and take these 5 cards back into their hand. Well, first they'll score them on the second round score pad here. They'll take the cards back into their hand. And then the Relic of the Past cards will stay here. Now what they're going to do is they're going to repeat that process. They're going to go ahead and choose one to discard. So let's just say they reveal them simultaneously, they remove them from the game. They'll also choose one card to play at the same time. This will be the second Relic of the Past. So these cards will stay in front of players for the rest of the game. Again, there's 2 more tokens here for the second round. And there you go. And then players will go ahead and draw 2 more cards. 1, 2, and this should be it. 1, 2, and there goes the deck. And then players will have a hand of 5 cards again. And then round 3 works pretty much the same way. Players will be drafting by picking a card at the same time, revealing them, passing their hands to the other player, rinse and repeat, except at the end of the round, they don't have to worry about discarding anything or choosing a relic of the past. What they're going to do is after that, they're just simply going to score the third and final round and then sum their total, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game will win. For those of you that had a hard time following that, I just want to quickly show you the reference card here. That way you can quickly see, at a bird's eye view what everything looks like. Again, round 1, draft all cards and add to your kingdom, count the VP scored, choose relic of the past, and then draw 2 cards. Round 2, same thing. Round 3, you'll do everything that round 1, 2 has, except you won't have to worry about discarding or adding relic of the past. And then game end, total your victory points from all 3 rounds. It'll even show you the different suits that are in the game. There's like a yellow crown there, red castle, blue scroll, that kind of thing. And those come into play when it comes to scoring. Speaking of which, again, I'm doing this one-handed, so I apologize if my camera work isn't all that steady here. But here's a look at some of the cards. And the scoring mechanics in this game are incredibly simple, and a lot of them revolve around the same theme. You've got your your conditions up here. For majority in scrolls, gain 7 victory points. So if you have the most scrolls out at that point in time, then you'll score 7 victory points. This one here is for majority in this red hand, or this pink hand, whatever that is. That's 7 victory points. Again, they all revolve around similar themes for the different suits. For majority in this green, gain 7 victory points. Let's see if I can come across something different here. Let's go ahead and flip these over. Alright. And the suit, as you can see, is in the upper left-hand corner. For majority in crown, gain 7. Okay, that's not a good one. For each castle, or red castle, gain 3 victory points. Here's one here. For each set of crown, or each of the 5 suits, gain 13 bonus points, or 13 victory points. This one, for scoring the highest with a single card, gain 8 victory points. So yeah, as you can see, pretty straightforward. Double the amount of your most numerous suits. There's special cards like that. And that's basically how you play Tides of Time. Okay, so there you have it, a very brief look at Tides of Time. It's important to stress that I did not cover all of the rules found in the manual. This was just to give you a general overview so that you could see how the game was played. As far as what I thought, I really like this one. It's a very simple to play drafting game. I don't know if I like it better than Fairy Tale. Fairy Tale offers a little bit more. This is a 2-player game, whereas Fairy Tale can support up to, is it 4 or 5 players? I don't have the game in front of me to know, but it's 4 or 5 players. I know it supports more than 2 players. So Fairy Tale does support more than 2 players, and it's a bit more complex. It offers more in terms of scoring, more cards to think about, more special effects to think about. Tides of Time is more, I don't want to say dumbed down, but simpler and more straightforward. So if you found Fairy Tale to be a little bit too much for you or too complex, then you may want to look at Tides of Time because it's a pretty excellent drafting game. And these cards are fantastic. They're huge. They're easy to read. They're of good quality. The artwork is very well done. I'm just very happy with everything about this game. So if you haven't already, go check out Tides of Time. If you want to see my full review, you can on my official website, www.dadsgamingaddiction.com. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you can keep up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.